The Finals is getting a brand new developer AMA, where you'll be able to ask all of your questions, figure out what is going on with the game. We'll go over all the details there, when the AMA is actually starting, when you can ask questions, and the differences there overall, as well as which developers are going to be taking part in the AMA, and some additional details. Of course, we'll cover some of the player feedback, as well as those community updates. We got a ton to talk about. What's up, world? It's Utopia back in with another video. Today we're checking out all things the Finals. Okay, so first up, let's go over the entire AMA details, where there are a few different things there and a few notable mentions. So first up, we do have this thread started here. However, currently you cannot respond into it, as the moderator does point out that this is just an announcement post, and to please keep your questions to the AMA post when that does go live. And additionally, the AMA post from Embark will use the new Reddit AMA format, hence why they're going to go way up earlier in the scheduled time so that users can get their questions in. Now again, this is going to be a different time zone discrepancy there, as there will be a few different variances with that. So first up, they do mention here that the AMA is going to start on February 19th. Depending on when you're watching this video, it could be the very day of, and that's going to be at 1800 CET till 2000 CET. Now if we convert this into the local time or local NA time, that is going to be at 11 a.m. CST, 12 p.m. EST, and 9 p.m. PST. Again, same day, February 19th. However, we do look at the bottom of the post here, that is actually different from the opening time of the question. So the AMA will open for questions to pull up around 2 hours before the designated time. So that is going to be 9 a.m. CST, 10 a.m. EST, and 7 a.m. PST. So it actually opens up 2 hours beforehand, then that will give you 2 hours to ask your questions, which then after those 2 hours, it's going to be open for 2 hours for the devs to answer those. So a total duration there of around 4 hours. As they do mention here that the core of the participation is all from Embark, and the goal around this AMA is what's to come to the game, as well as the patch notes 5.10. And you can ask questions about the new Bernal and all Season 5, maybe a couple more surprises with that as well. Now they do list out here all the developers as well as the executive producer here that's going to be at the AMA. So first up, of course, we do have Rob Runson, who is the executive producer of the Finals, the co-founder and chief content officer, or the CCO. Then we do have Gustav Teleby, who's the creative director for the Finals. Both of these names have been mentioned quite often, and they have been nearly at all the AMAs. We also do have Matt Lowe, the design director for the Finals. We have Mikael Hagstrom, the animation and movement director for the Finals, and Joachim Stidschun, who is the lead environmental artist and team lead for the map for the Finals. So depending on your question, it might get answered by multiple of these sources here, or multiple of these directors, or if it pertains to a specific matter like movement, that would be answered by Mikael. They do also mention that there's going to be 2 more participants here, which is Dusty and Oscar, who will be available for support and to ensure that all the above are on their best behavior. More than likely that is from Dusty, who tries her best to prevent Rob from actually leaking way too much. Now they do have a guideline here for the AMA itself. Of course, this all has to pertain inside of Reddit in general, as well as are the final rules and the AMA itself. There are a few specialized case rules here though, just in case. They do have the basic ones here, like remember to be respectful and civil, don't instigate, and make your initial question as short as possible and specific as possible. They also mention that do not attempt to ask for favors or any form of transactional questions or technical support questions, and that all top level comments must be questions for the AMA and must not be statements ending with a question mark or a rhetorical question. And a top level comment, if you don't understand that, is on Reddit. Essentially, it must be the header comment, where you can see the ones below that in replies. It must just be an initial comment itself that is made under the post, not under any other comment. There's also one last thing here, is that your questions may not be fully answered and will be handled with discretion, as some topics are under heavy NDA, or as well as just privacy in general, and please do not cause drama if you do not get your reply answered in full. That is the full AMA details there. Again, I will try to cover everything that's discussed tomorrow, or depending on when you're watching this video today, but I will try to maybe do 2 separate videos there, one for the patch notes, everything there with the community, as well as an AMA video that covers everything that was discussed in there, as those will release a little bit beforehand. Typically we get the patch notes around 4 a.m., at least CST, 5 a.m. EST. Moving on though, we do have some community mentionables here. The first one has been a major topic with both the last event and now this event, essentially revolving around the Wheel of Love event. Now there has been a bunch of takes on this. People do and don't like these. They are only cosmetic in the sense here overall though. However, this time around you were not able to use VRs to unlock any of the cosmetics, and you had to essentially do it through the wheel only and obtaining tickets through challenges or contracts. And of course, you are time limited or time locked to a certain amount of tickets that you can earn per day. Although if you do get duplicates this time around, they do essentially allow you to turn those into tickets. Now, we do still have 5 or 6 days left of this event, again, depending on when you're watching this video. There's this post here where this person did obtain 43 tickets total. There is 20 rewards, and they still didn't get them all, but they did save up all the tickets essentially. Other people have had lower luck, 16 out of 20, but essentially if you want to get the outfit or the main outfit, you do have to collect all 20 rewards. And essentially you're not guaranteed to do so unless you do spend multi-bucks. Now, there has been a lot of community feedback around these events overall. My initial take here is that because they're cosmetic, I don't think they matter too much. Although I've always been that way since cosmetics did go paid for, I would always prefer them to either have a monthly subscription or to pay for DLC. Gaming hasn't been that way in many, many years though, so I've just accepted the fact that cosmetics will now be paid for. So to me, overall, it is quite meaningless as I don't really have a take there for cosmetics. I think other games are much more egregious than the finals. Many games nowadays are either pay to win or they even put weapons and items on the battle pass like Call of Duty. Overwatch even put characters on the battle pass. I find that to be a much more egregious system since you can pay your way through it and essentially unlock those things in day one where other people won't have those day one. Embark in the finals does give out weapons for free, and they do have you unlock those at day one when they are released. So to me, adding these cosmetic wheels or the cosmetic events like this, I don't really care that much overall because I do think that they do a great job with the overall game itself and making it so that you're not paying to win for anything and that they don't put anything egregious on the battle pass. I do think that's the best of all the worlds right now since essentially these games come out free to play and have to have some monetization scheme to them. And unfortunately, the days of DLC maps or the paid for maps are kind of gone essentially for paying for cosmetics. I think there's a give and take there, and I think they do the best of what they have right now. So I'm not too bothered by the cosmetic event, although I'd like to know your thoughts on that overall. Again, if they did get rid of these events, more than likely they would have to incorporate some other way, at least to earn monetization. So I do think this is the best way possible, as other games are much more egregious, like Valorant charging $150 for a weapon skin, or Apex Legends having $600 events. So to me, the finals is not even close to that. Moving on though, we do have some more mentionables from the community here. This first one here, if you didn't see, Marvel Rivals did get the thing released today, or at least the showcase of it. We have a bit of a meme here showing that the Heavy basically is what the thing is in the Marvel Rivals. Just kind of funny the comparison there, that they essentially have somewhat of the same gameplay style, at least with their charge and slam. Moving on though, we do have this post here showing off what I believe is a 3D printed cash out station with cash out boxes, and they even have an LCD screen, or what looks like a screen on all of them. This just looks so cool overall here and really nice design. Looks like they even did their own coding with this. Yeah, they went above and beyond for these things, so it looks really cool. Do believe that was done by Proper Display 7431 over on the subreddit. Now, they said that they are willing to sell this. This was a project they did over a year ago, but they had been posting videos for the past couple of days. They said it's a lot of effort piece by piece, so it's only going to be sold in small quantities at the moment. We'll have to see where they do list them, and maybe I do feature them when they do eventually. Last up here, we do have those community mentionables, which are specifically from my community, and that is from the finals runway and specifically the star models page. So first up here, we do have another feature from Husky, who shows off Shreddy Freddy. Again, another really good cosplay artwork for both of his outfits here, showcasing off quite the dynamics you can pull off with this game. Next up here, we have one from Galdento, who labels this one the Human Mosquito. Obviously, this one is very unique in itself, has some quite fun factors to it, even using the recent gas mask cosmetic. Again, another really good one here because it is super unique to the game. Overall, that's what I'll cover for today's video. If you like, subscribe, and into the next one. Deuce!